real life, real opinions, and hopefully even sometimes real funny. Hi there, I'm Julie.
And I'm Kip.
And we are...
The Daily Scoop.
Yeah, we are. Today, anyways. Brought to you by...
NutritionHQ Lake Norman.
Are you... He's representing today.
Yeah.
It's hard to see. I'm not representing today, apparently. Barely got dressed
Subliminal messaging.
Yes.
For our sponsors. Our very generous and beautiful sponsors.
And we still do not have a protein jug. We actually intended to bring one on camera today, and I just realized now, unless Kip has one hiding in his pocket, protein jugs are pretty big, then we don't have it today, but we will have it soon. The idea of the Daily Scoop is, of course, coming and visiting with you guys on a daily basis and talking about a topic that is relevant, either something that's cropped up in our lives, something that we've seen in the news, something that you guys have presented to us.
Seen in the news.
In our version of the news, we don't watch the news. But people do tell us the news. So that is kind of the plan, and we would love to have your feedback on that. If you hear anything that you're like, I wonder what their opinion is, or if we say something that you're like, that's ludicrous, insane, people, please, questions, concerns, and cries of outrage are our specialty. That and supplements, healthy choices in food, and coaching. Did you like that?
Nice.
Anyway, so Kip is going to do the wonderful wheel in his phone type of thing. And while he's getting that ready, I'm going to tell you guys that we are getting closer and closer every single day to having our location open. However, we do already have a location, and we are setting up at our local gym and other places as we go up until that point. So we are probably, realistically, 4 weeks out from getting real things set up. Real. Did you like that? Did you like the tie-in? However, like I said, we are available for your questions, concerns, cries of outrage, as well as your health needs. So, Kip, what do we have today?
Okay, so the first one I picked was actually yesterday's topic. So,
okay.
As I was scrolling through.
So we didn't delete that.
So I had to redo it, and it was what ifs and if onlys.
I love those. Actually, I highly dislike those. Did you want me to go into the spiel?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, before we started this daily scoop, we both went through our phones, and we're both insane, apparently. We have notes upon notes upon notes of things that we'd like to question, things that we'd like to talk about with each other, with clients, with you guys. And what ifs and if onlys was in my phone, and it's been there for a really, really long time. And the reason is that is what trips us up in life. And it sounds like across the board, that is what will trip you up in life. Whether you tend to be the what if person who's anxious about the future and going, oh my goodness, I can't move forward, or I have to stay here, or whatever it is, because what if? Or if you're the person who thinks about your past and goes, oh, if only. Living in a state of regret. Not really paying attention to what's in front of you right here and now. So it might be fun to think of the last time that you had a what if or an if only that tripped you up. You guys can think about that too, but I'm throwing Kip that right now. When was the last time a what if or an if only significantly tripped you up? Like, we're all human and we have those things all day, every day. But sometimes they get pretty big.
Yeah.
What was the first thing that came up? And it doesn't have to be the last thing, just the first thing that comes up.
Well, it was a what if, and I don't know that it significantly tripped anything up, but it was and it may have, who knows, but it was one you called me forward on during trying to move forward in something and deciding with or without an attorney. It was like, do the back work, but it was taking a whole lot of time for me to research and move forward. And I remember you were going to drive yourself nuts with the what ifs, and because it was like, okay, I figured it out. If it goes this way, what if it goes this way? What if it goes that way? It became very multifaceted, at least in my head. And and you called me forward on, like, is this really worth the time and the energy and mental focus and stress you're putting yourself through?
Right. So generally, I am a what-if person. I tend to think more about the future than I do about the past. But in interest of this conversation, I'm going to bring up an if only. And it's one that we both shared. And that if only was...
It's a good one.
What if we had met, like, if only we had met sooner in our lives. If only we had met, when we were younger. If only... Because we do feel sometimes like, oh my goodness, we're starting out so late in the game and we've got so much to offer. But the fact is, and we actually alluded to this, I think it was in yesterday's conversation, I know without question, I would not have been ready for him or for us anytime in the future. Even as much as 2 years ago, I would not have been ready. I have learned so much coming into this relationship, with just the relationship itself, and then add the children and all that kind of stuff. I learned a lot about myself, and the biggest one is, and it's probably the ugliest one, I would say greed was a big thing for me. And it's something that I acknowledged really quickly when we got together, but I had never acknowledged it in my life before. Was never aware of it. And that was greed around what I've built as a human being, whether that is financially, whether that is how determined I am with health and wellness, all that kind of stuff. I didn't think I should need to share that necessarily. I wanted people to come on an even playing field or don't come at all. And that's just not the way that a relationship works. Like, you're going to be at different levels in different areas of your life all the time, and that's the whole point of a partnership, is to be able to balance each other out.
Yeah, especially when mixing kids in the game. Because I'm biologically connected to them, and it's close to 16 years into that game, and there's still those, like, little voices that'll pop up of, like, sacrificing this again for that. And I think that's human nature, but especially coming into a game that had been played for so long and then getting added in and go from a solo person to all of a sudden, holy crap, there's 3 other people who have a say-so over resources and all the definitions of time, money, energy, attention, menu, vacation, like everything. And it's so much to think of, and it's I don't think anyone could ever be prepared for it. It's we actually had a discussion around that today. Even it's like things come up because overlapping so many lives, they're always going to overlap, and everyone has their own little way of doing things, and we don't know their way of thinking and who puts dishes up at what point, and it's what is going on. But before we go too much down that rabbit hole, that whole back to the if only topic of, and like you said, you covered it yesterday really well. It's like, if only it had been like this, and it's like, well, it couldn't have been like this because it wasn't.
Yeah.
If it could have been, it would have been, and it's like this when it's supposed to be like this. And the if only is taking the attention off the present. And then before you know it, today becomes an if only I would have paid more attention then.
Right? It's funny because as you were saying that about the kids, now, strangely enough, I had never really thought about having kids that were younger in my life. I always thought that if somebody had children, it would be nice if they were older. And we've talked about this as well. My reasoning was because in my eyes, when there's younger children, there's a lot of yelling. And I didn't want yelling in my life. And that is not the case here. There is no yelling. Unless a lizard gets loose and then it's excited yelling.
Or a cricket.
But yeah, unless there's a cricket loose in the house. Or ant. Or some other crazy thing. But anyways, it took me to the what if again. When it came to adding kids to my life, I think I had less of the greed around them than I did around you. What I had with them was, what if I do this wrong? like, I've never done this before. And it was kind of funny. All four of us were sitting around. We were doing questions. Wow, those cicadas are, like, insanely loud.
They're on it today.
They are definitely loud today.
Opera.
We're sitting there, and I don't remember what the question was, but I acknowledged, like, that I'm super grateful for their patience with me because, I've never done this before. And Kip's like, I've never done this before either, which Jaden was just like, he thought that was quite funny. He actually burst out laughing because Jaden's 15, and yeah, Kip has never done this before, but Jaden's like 15 years old now, almost 16, so he's been doing it for a while, but it is still his first time. So we have to have empathy and compassion for Kip as well. Is the moral to that story. I thought that was quite funny. Often is. That's the part where it's real funny. You can laugh along with us. Give us thumbs up. Anyway.
That does bring up a whole other rabbit hole there that we should go down another time.
I was going to say, I've been writing down all the different... Speaking of rabbit holes to go down, the whole useful thing. You were about to say something, though, so I want to...
Oh, yeah, it's it could go down so many ways, but it's like, I've seen so many people work a job and say, I've been doing this for 20 years, and it's like automatically they're an expert. But I know so many people that have done it for 1 year and then repeated it 19 years in a row and never actually grown. And I know other people that have done that same job for 2 years, and they're by far way more innovative and more of what I would consider an expert than like a 15, 20-year-old veteran. But it goes all the way. Yeah, people get on this autopilot or and don't realize it's I've raised a child for 15 years, but every day he evolves a little bit more, and it's like I've got to evolve with him, and it's like I've never done today before.
No, you have not.
So it kind of gives a permission of, well, yeah, come on in. You've never done this before. But hell, none of us have until we've done it.
And that might be a good thing for you guys out there to remember. All of you that are parents, sometimes you're fretful because you think you're not doing it right, or sometimes you think you're doing it 100% right. I've been doing this for 15 years. Of course I'm doing this right. You might not be. I'm just saying. You need to think about that. Speaking of lawnmowers, what's Julie drinking today? Well, that's a brilliant question, Kip. Thank you for asking. Actually, Kip made it for me, so he probably knows better than I do what this is. And as we said, this is brought to you by NutritionHQ, Blake Norman, as is this product. Would you like to talk about what this product is?
So what's in there is our own concoction. So one product that's in there is called Glorious Morning. It's an awesome, my personal favorite, greens by Norris Fitness in Concord, North Carolina. Great group. And yeah, phenomenal product. And then it's mixed with another product we love by NG Nutra. And it's TB16, which has a little caffeine boost, appetite suppressant, some other goodies.
And a mood boost.
And a mood boost, yes. Very great.
Phenomenal product. And when we first started talking to NutritionHQ, one of the first things they did was hand us this TB16 and say, this is like the flagship product. Everybody loves this product. And we're like, all right. So we tried it once, and we're like, but we had we actually each got 2, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And for some reason, we both kind of went, yeah, it tastes good, it's all good. But the next time we tried it, we're like, wow, like, I feel really good. Like, and it's not, it does have caffeine in it, so you do get a little bit of an energy boost, but it's not, you don't feel good because you're like wired and have energy. You feel good, again, neuroreceptors, mood boost, and it actually helps you produce dopamine, serotonin, all these wonderful things that just make you a happier, nicer person. So, if you want more energy and you want to be a nicer person, pick up TB16. We got this for you. Trust us.
You can either do all the self-work or you can just drink this.
Yeah, I don't know why we did all this work our life.
And I saved myself years.
Some of
thousands of dollars.
Might have a grumpy pants that lives with you. I, fortunately, don't. But if I did, I'd be like plying his drinks with TB16. And it's funny, because he did make me the drink, so what does that say? And every time we have an empty water bottle, it's like, do you want me to put TB16 in your water bottle? We're both doing that to each other. So Interesting. What does that say?
The secret to the relationship.
Absolutely. Anyway, thank you guys so much. And as we said, please, questions, concerns, cries of outrage, comments. We've only been doing this, this is our third day doing this.
I think so.
We're not going to give up on you. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to keep giving you information that you don't know that you need, but you need it. Trust us. And hopefully you'll be coming in to visit us very, very soon. Where will they be coming to visit us?
7585 North Carolina Highway 73 and Unit 109H in Denver, North Carolina.
We'll be waiting for you.
Coming soon. Very soon.
Very,
Not
very
soon
soon.
enough, but it's coming soon.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.